in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jim McDaniel from URL Insurance Group, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your day today to join us for new tools and training for the group ancillary and supplemental market. There's some new people on the call today, so I'll just do a brief introduction of URL and who we are. URL Insurance Group is a insurance marketing wholesaler based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're a family-owned business and have been in the insurance business for over 25 years. We have 4 different departments: Annuity Solutions. This is our homepage that we're looking at here. That's headed up by Joe Corio. We also have our Health Plan Options Department, which Sam Bohr will be presenting this presentation here today, and that department's headed up by Christy Saul and Deb Wilkinson. We have our Life Markets Division. That's headed up by Steve Clemens and then his team. And we have Senior Care Products, which is headed up by Karen McDaniel and her support team. I know it's a busy time for them with the AEP going on right now. But for today, Sam Bohr is going to be our presenter. He's the Director of Ancillary and Supplemental Products here at URL, and he's going to go over some of the new tools and techniques that he has to help agents work within the group market. So without any further ado, I'm going to make Sam the presenter. Sam, you can go ahead and show your screen.
Jim. There you go. All right, can you see it okay?
Looks great.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for the introduction. I am Sam with the Health Plan Options, and we're going to go over ancillary and supplemental products. It's a quoting resource tool. We've got a lot of things that we put together. I have a lot of clients that I've written group ancillary and supplemental with, and one of the things that was most discouraging to me was not having all the tools available to get the information that we needed. There was a lot of back and forth with underwriting, with the questions that needed to be answered to get a good quote. And so what we've designed here is a program that hopefully will help streamline the process for you and make quoting these lines super easy for you. Make sure I can switch my screen. There we go. So here's the agenda for today. We're just going to talk about the untapped market. Many of you on the call probably do some individual health insurance or group health insurance, maybe some annuities. There's not many people today specifically calling on the group ancillary and supplemental unless they're direct representatives. So this is an opportunity to sort of spread your wings in your agency and offer some additional benefits. So we'll go over the traditional health and licensed agent, and then we'll go over the different carriers and what they are. Then we'll talk about cross-selling a little bit, and then we'll get into prospecting new clients and actually going in with some materials designed to help you land some new clients. And then we'll do an online demo, a live demo of the online portal where you can submit the business to us. So as Jim mentioned, URL does handle the life and annuities and the individual and health care plans and even the senior market. So now at URL, we also have the group ancillary and supplemental. So regardless of what you currently do on those bullets above, it's very easy now to cross-sell using the ancillary and supplemental. So what are they? And I get this question a lot. Ancillary and supplemental is sometimes exchanged for and confused. Ancillary products on the left-hand side is your group life insurance, your group short-term disability, your group long-term disability, dental, vision, and group gap. And don't be fooled, groups start at 2 lives, and they're typically employer paid, but they can be voluntary as well. Depending on the size of the group, we can usually find a fit depending on the carrier. On the right-hand side, you've got supplemental products. These are your accident plans, the critical illness, the cancer plans, shop and hospital plans, individually owned disability, your vision, and then the gap insurance. So most of the supplementals are going to be with your Allstates and Aflacs and Colonials, which I believe is the next slide. So here we are, the carriers that we work with. On the left-hand side, One America, Companion Life, Guardian Life, Kansas City Life. You'd think they're all life, but they all do disability as well. Lincoln Financial, we've had a strong relationship with Nationwide, Sun Life, the Hartford Group, and Unum. I don't know, are you guys seeing this screen pop up, Jim? I guess not. That's good. I'm being warned on something, but I think it went away.
You can just exit out.
On the right-hand side are the supplemental carriers that we work with, and that would be Aflac, Allstate, Assurant, Assurity, Colonial Life, Transamerica, Unum, and there's more. And so we have a broad scope of just about all of the carriers. And one thing that's really important looking at this list, one thing we don't do here at URL is just quote everything and put them in a spreadsheet and send them back to you, and you would have, you know, all of the carriers on the left-hand side, and then you'd have the final rate, because each one of these carriers brings something specific to the table, and that's the way that their contract reads and the language in there and the definition of their earnings. So we're looking at making sure that if it's a group with owners, we want to offer a contract that has strong language for owners. They might be lawyers. They could be doctors or dentists. So we want to make sure that we're providing a contract at a good price point that's going to provide the protection that your client's looking for. And then on the supplemental side, these are all great carriers, but we're going to be looking specifically at what type of enrollment conditions you're going to get, what type of group is it. Are they a younger group that's all going to be running around with smartphones on their hips, or are they an older group that might like paper better? So we have options available to us to have enrollment firms for you. A lot of the carriers are doing these things for you. And then the new buzz certainly in the industry is all the technology going on. So each of these offers a little bit different technology that we can tap into. So don't be afraid to ask. It can be complicated, but we're going to make it easy for you. We're going to find the carrier that's going to be the best fit for what you need and for what your client needs. So here's the whole idea of cross-selling. Cross-selling, and one thing that I did when working with clients is just ask 2 questions. And if you can nail down these 2 questions, you're guaranteed to get a response. And when you get a response, just have a response prepared for that. So the first question, when trying to cross-sell, and on the left-hand side you'll see this is what you could be doing. You might be an individual EI or critical illness. You might primarily do health insurance. You could only be annuities or just an individual life agent. We just had recently a car dealership was presented to us by an agent that only does Medicare. And so when there's an opportunity there was the relationship. The owner of the dealership asked the Medicare guy, do you know anyone that does any of this supplemental stuff? Well, and the answer is always going to be yes. So never say no again. You can do anything through all of our departments here at URL. The first one is, do you currently offer any group ancillary benefits to your employees? And down below you can see they're going to answer yes or no. And then the second question is to tap into the voluntary market. Do you currently offer any voluntary benefits to your employees? 2 simple questions. It takes 5 seconds to ask and even less to get a response. And here are the answers. If they answer yes, ask them if you can shop out their current products. The least you can do is let them know that you can do it. You might be able to find something that's going to increase their benefits and actually save them some money. And we've got the tools for you to do it. If they say no, that's a perfect opportunity to talk to them about the rising cost of insurance and the gaps that are increasing, deductibles that are on the rise, and all the extra out-of-pocket expenses, and that maybe they should consider something like this. And if they would they mind a proposal? And that's when you can call me and our team, and we'll put something together and make sure you get the information you need to put together a nice presentation that might turn into some new business for you. And the results of those questions are pretty easy. The first one, your clients can save some money. Just a recent example, I went in with an agent and we were looking at a group of about 120 people, and we looked at their contract, and the contract language needed a little bit of tweaking. It wasn't providing the protection that that it should have been, and we also shopped it out. And when I say shop it out, we all have cars and we all own homes, and it's one of those insurances, auto insurance, where you slowly get these increases, and over time you don't realize that your rate's going up, and you never take the time to shop it out. Group ancillary and even supplemental is the same way. It's put in, it's sort of put on the back burner. Health insurance is, more important to the client, or, something else, hiring new people. And that can go 2, 3, 5 years without being reviewed. If you just ask them and you review it for them, we'll be able to save them some money. On this group, we saved them 45% on their life and disability. And that's, for them, that was hiring another person. So now they actually saved enough money that they could hire someone else for their staff. The second thing is going to be increased commissions. A lot of the ancillary carriers are paying a level commission. So you'd have level commissions every month, so long as the monies are paid for, if the invoices are paid for. And then a lot of your supplementals are going to be higher commission first year, and then dropping down to a residual income after that. But the biggest piece of this is in the bottom right-hand corner. You want to protect your business. And this is from an article out of the Employee Benefit Advisor from July of 2011. In almost 4 years, I still haven't found a better article that talks about this. With your clients, if you have one product with them, your retention rate, according to this study, is 50% after 5 years. If you have 2 products or more, that retention goes to over 70%. And if you can get 3 or more lines, your 5-year retention over 90%. And this is everything that we're looking for in this business, is to provide a service to our clients, but be indisposable. We don't want to be shopped out and lose a case to another client because we didn't take the time to look at if we could find them better benefits or save them some money. So these group ancillary and supplemental lines is your 2 and 3 more products. So if you only have 1 line with a client, I would start asking for the other lines, even if it's just to quote it out. And that could open the door and plant the seed for something that might not happen right away, but it will happen soon, especially if you go back with them and show them what you can do. For prospecting new clients, these are just some of the tools that we've created. We've got a trifold brochure that can be customized with your logo and your information, and you can take these to prospect new clients or even go to your existing clients and let them know that you can do everything on this list. And they trust you, they're already your clients, and you have the rapport with them. So if you can show them that you can do everything on that list, the next time a direct representative knocks on their door, they're going to say, no thank you, my broker handles that. So on the right-hand side, you'll see the ancillary and supplemental. It's got the compass on the top left. That is a PDF that we've designed. We can put your logo in it and your information, and we can actually send it to you, and you can email it to all of your clients with a nice note saying that you can do all of the products and services that are here. And you can do that through your relationship with URL. And then there's many more. There's the voluntary article that I used the retention piece from. That is an outstanding article, and it's talking about cross-selling and exploding your commissions by 150%. This stuff is really sticky business. Once it's in, it's typically going to stay in, so long as you make sure you review it when it comes time for renewal, and if the renewal was high, you make sure you share that with the group and shop it out. But typically, I'm not seeing any increases that are enough to warrant shopping it out. So now for the live demo, I'm going to make sure I don't mess this up. This is actually the landing page. Jim, make sure I do this right. There we go. How'd I do? Oh, I got nothing. I'm hoping you can see my screen.
It looks good. Looks good. I had to unmute myself, but
So if you go to URL insgroup.com/AS quote, and that's the A is for ancillary, the S is for supplemental, so it's asquote.com. And here we've got everything that you need, whether this is the first time that you're thinking about group ancillary and supplemental, or if you've been doing this for a while and you just need a refresher. These tools are designed to give you the edge. The first one here is a submission checklist. And I don't know if any of you use your phone for everything, but if my wife asks me to pick up milk, if I don't put it in my phone, I will forget it. And something as simple as milk, if I'm missing that, then I guarantee when I'm sitting with my client, I'm going to forget to ask a bunch of questions. And when I'm submitting a quote, I'm going to forget something. So I swear by my phone. It's been working pretty well so far. I just have to remember to put it in, and there's no reminder to do that. So on this checklist, you'll see on the top left, there's a diagnostic form we'll go over, quote request form, and a census template. And then if the group currently has coverage, you want to collect the summary in-force, the latest invoice, and the renewal. And then down below, group census template key. So if you're quoting life or short-term or long-term, the next question is, well, what do I need exactly to make sure that I have all the information to get a good quote? We've got that all here on the template, so you can see that for life insurance, you need a gender, birthday, class. If multiple classes, we'll define those as maybe management and then employees. And then down salary mode, and then job title, you see we don't need that, but we will need it once we get into the disabilities. Let me go to the next one here. Diagnostic form. Taking a minute. So diagnostic, take this to your client when you first meet with them. This is a tool to find out everything that they offer. Maybe you're an individual health agent and you've got the shot to sit down and talk to this client for the first time, or maybe it's a client that's been yours for years. Chances are you probably don't know everything that they offer to their employees. And if you do, then kudos, because that's a great job, and that's, as advisors, what we should all know is everything that that client offers its employees, we should know about. So here is basic information, agent information, client and employee. We're going to go to the next slide. Health insurance, life insurance, voluntary benefits, when's your open enrollment, are the family and spouse covered? So everything on here, on this page, is dealing with the health, life, disability, voluntary, other products, and even paid time off. This is my checklist. If I don't have this, I'll forget something. And then I'm going to send it to the carrier, and the carrier is going to come back and say, what do you need for this? What about this? And I won't have the answer. So using this diagnostic form, you'll have that information. We've got the quote request form. Bear with me, we're almost through these. This is the agent and client information, same thing as the diagnostic, but what this is important for, we want to know if the group currently has coverage, and if they do, what products do they have coverage for, whether or not you are the in-force broker. We get that question a lot from carriers when we're submitting quotes, and if you are, for which products, whether or not you want to shop out supplemental, and that's going to alert me to contact you, because that's going to require a conversation to find out exactly what the best fit's going to be for that group. And then here's your group ancillary. This one is life insurance, and then the short and long-term disability, dental and vision. These are the top 5 that you're going to see that every client could or should offer, and we want to make sure that you're not missing anything. Oftentimes I'll get an email that says, I would like a short-term disability quote. And I think that's great. But I need a little bit more information. I want to know if it's going to be voluntary, or if there's a contribution being made, or if it's completely paid for by the employer. I want to know if it's going to be, a 66 2/3 benefit or just a 60 benefit. I want to know duration and even elimination periods. So this is going to do 2 things by using this form. You're going to make sure that you have all the information, and when you send it to me, we're going to have faster turnaround times on getting your quotes back. But the second thing, you're going to be sitting in front of a client asking really detailed questions on these benefits, and if you don't know a lot about them yet, you're going to look like you do, and that's really important for your client. So we can talk about, different elimination periods and what kind of vision plan do you want. And so your client's going to rest assured that you know what you're doing. And the group census template, I'm going to drag this in here. So this template is Excel. You can actually put the information in. If it's a smaller group, I don't mind if you print it out and take it with you and you can write everything in. But we've put your agent information up here and the effective date. We also want to know the company name and some other things so that we can quote the group accurately. But we put this chart in here again. So when you're sitting there, you have the census. This is an additional reminder to get the information that you need for what you're quoting. And then also, if the group currently has coverage, as a reminder to get the in-force rates, the last invoice, and the renewal. And if the group currently has coverage, we really need those to get you an aggressive rate. We also look at the invoice to see who's covered and who's not, and sometimes that'll uncover some carving that might be going on or some other things. And then lastly, let's take a look at that one more time. That template will mirror the online form. So you go to the online form, you're back at the office now, you have that quote request form, fill it out because the client just gave you all the information that you needed, and you input it directly into here. Everything matches perfectly thanks to Jim and his team, agent information, client information, and then when you're selecting the products, you can put that it's employer paid and that they want $15,000. Or if they don't want $50,000, we can put in here that maybe they want $100,000. Short-term disability, employer paid, benefit amount. So I don't have to go through the whole thing. And you're going to see everything down to the bottom. We're going to ask the same questions. Does the group currently have coverage? If they do, which ones? Are you the broker? If you are, for which ones? And then this last one, we need you to agree that you're going to send the summary and the invoice and the census after we do it. This is the security's a big deal right now. We need to make sure that when you are sending that information to us, because it's private information, we need to get it to us securely. So that's why right now email is the most secure method for you to get that information to us. And we're working on a way that you'll be able to just upload everything right there from your desktop and submit it. So that'll be some good news coming soon. Once you hit submit, you're going to get a sort of a receipt, and it's going to remind you once again to send that to us via email. There will be a link there to my email, so you won't have to go looking for the information. And I think that is the show. So I appreciate taking the time to see some of the tools that we've been on. We're really excited. We're getting a lot of response from the carriers and from the agents that this has been a really easy tool for them. One thing in particular with the agents, when you're going through that online portal, it actually helps put a quote in, and it teaches you exactly what you need. And after you do this a few times, it's sort of old hat. You know exactly what to go for, and you'll help procure hopefully a lot more business. So Jim, are there any questions that need to be taken?
Couple people sent over requests interested in the marketing pieces, and we can certainly get them together and send them out. I'm going to go ahead right now. If anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in under the question and answer area on the right. Right now I'm going to launch a poll. Should pop up on your screen. We certainly want to follow up with people that are interested and want more information and want to move forward on this, but we don't want to bother you if you don't. So if you could just please click yes or no on the screen, and we will we'll give you a ring if you are interested in more information.
If there's no questions, I must have done an outstanding job.
I think you did.
Thanks. Well, I'm really looking forward to working with anyone. I really say just try us on, try it out, download the forms. go sit with the client. If there's anything that you see that's missing, I would really appreciate, or some suggestions. Hey, Sam, maybe you would consider putting this in there, or I am happy for the feedback, and we constantly want to be changing and adapting to the needs of you all out in the field.
All right, Sam, that's all I have. I'll go ahead and close it up if there's no other questions. Thank you for your time, everybody, today, and we look forward to seeing you on our next webinar. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, everyone.